It out now. First off, we're going to have Jay Blake in the number 11B, driving a 76 old, sponsored by Stubbs Designs, WFO Productions, and Backwoods Derby Team. Next up, we'll have Bagger in the 928X, sponsored by Bagger Graphics and FMN. Next up, we'll have Nick Parr in the PBR two-door Vic. He didn't have any sponsors listed. And next up, we'll have SRN in the 1999. Another no sponsor guy out here running his local show. Next up, we'll have RCN in the number 07. He'll be coming out of the left-hand side tunnel. After him, we'll have Andrew in the number 421, driving a four-door Impala and sponsored by BTA. Gentlemen, we got these last two cars fired back up. They got it figured out. Coming out of the left-hand tunnel there is going to be Aiden. And then the last car pulling out onto the track will be Miles Davis in that 1347 76 old, sponsored by the Big Country Gaming and the Winfield District Volunteer Fire Department. We've got 8 cars loaded onto the track. We're going to get green flag action coming to you here shortly, as we're going to get the track ready to go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are just awaiting a green flag from our officials as we're going to get ready to go with this Run What You Brung Fun Run Show down here. Thank you very much, Big Country Gaming, for a follow. We appreciate that over here. There's a good shot there out of Miles Davis on the very first shot. Good another shot there on the SRN in the 1999. The 11B is going to take a shot from the Miles Davis machine as well. Bagger's going to come down here to the close side of the track. He's going to start backing her up, looking to take a shot now. A good little back wheel shot there on Jay Blake in the 11B. As now Bagger go rear bumper to rear bumper with what I believe was Aiden's machine. We're off to a good slow start here in Heat 1. We got a little bit of a latency issue there, so we're going to give it a little pause, see if it'll catch up. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the green flag has dropped once more. We're going to be taking 3 out of this heat of 8. That will put 5 cars into the consi out of this heat alone. We've had quite the show out here for the first AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Show. Today's show's sponsors are the AOC TSRM Discord channel as well as TSRM Broadcasting and Announcing. As the Miles Davis to get into the back of Bagger there. The 11B with a good little shot. As the 421 of Andrew, that's going to be that car that the back bumper's already dragging on over here on the close side walls. That gray two-door Vic took a good shot as Bagger delivered a good shot there to Miles Davis in the 1347. As the 1999 of SRN gave a good little shot there. Miles Davis was looking for a shot as well. He was a swing and a miss. Bagger gave a little tap there. As the 11B, the rear end on that car has started working well. And they take a shot from Bagger in the 928X. The 11B is going to be looking for some action with the rear bumper now. He'll get a little piece of somebody there on the far side of the track. As a two-door Vic on two-door Vic crime there between the SRN and the RCN. The 1999 and the 07, excuse me. 421 with a good little back bumper shot there on the Miles Davis in the 1347. Bagger in the 928, he's going to give it a little wall shot there. Get a good shot there from the 1999 of SRN. We got a red flag on the racetrack at the moment. Green flag is dropped again. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, we're going to be taking 3 cars out of this heat right here. We'll have a Heat 2 as well as a content feature action for you folks here tonight. You're going to want to stay tuned for this one, I can promise you that. 928X, a bagger with a good shot there on that gray and black car. And he'll go nose to nose there on the far side as the 421 come and got a little piece of Miles Davis as well. The 11B up there on the far side, and that red and black machine, I don't know if that back bumper's doing him any good when it's dragging the ground. He's going to look for a shot, a swing and a miss as the 928X, a bagger now, is going to come to the close side of the track. That two-door Vic got into the back of that white and black machine hard there. As the white car gave a good shot there to that two-door Vic, his bagger has gone back up there and gotten a Miles Davis machine. That's not Miles Davis, excuse me. I think that might be Aiden in the 556. Miles Davis is running that white car. Good little shot there from baggers. The action has come to the close side of the track where the action's good. Everybody fighting to stay alive as there's some two-door Vic crime on one another going on there as the one with the blue cage got into the back with the one with the red cage pretty hard, folded up that B-pillar nicely. 421 of Andrew is all over the front end of Aiden. As bagger in the 928X, he's going to throw her in reverse, but he'll get a shot there from that two-door Vic, and the gray two-door Vic and the white car are stuck together now. And nose to nose there from bagger on the gray and red two-door. So 421 is going to go down there and give a good little shot to those stuck cars, try to get those two untangled to where they can rejoin the action. As the 11B is looking for a shot. That rear end on that car has worked pretty decent to his favor for the most part, as he's a tire taker there on the 556 of Aiden. That driver's side front's going to be dragging the ground now. The 421 of Andrew was trying to get a little piece there. He didn't end up getting any, though, as the red two-door Vic's going to go ahead and back into that black and white car. As bagger's going to take a shot there from the white car on the far side of the track. Those two that are stuck together are just steamrolling through anybody that gets in front of them. So the 11B got into... Oh, red flag. We got one over on his lid down there on the far side of the track. That's going to be the 11B of Jay Blake, as he's going to go for a ride from that black and white car, I believe. Might be SRN. Not entirely sure. Some of these guys don't have wraps or roof signs either, so it's kind of hard to tell who's who after you call them out in the order. Alrighty, green flag action is picked back up here. We've got another set of cars stuck up on the far side. That's going to be the 421 of Andrew and the 556 of Aiden up there on the far corner of the track. And we're going to have another temporary red flag. And green flag action back on the track as bagger gave a good little wheel shot there to the gray and blue two-door Vic, and he'll come back and give a little driver door shot there on the gray and red one. As 11B is trying to get a little bit of redemption on the cars over there in the corner, as he'll deliver a good shot there to the black and white car that tipped him over, as now his back bumper is starting to fold up. So this could go in his favor. That bumper went down first, made it into a plow, and now it's going to start rolling up to protect that car. He might have a little bit left. That black and white car is now finding himself stuck up on the wall with his nose. He's going to take a good little shot there from the gray and red car. And now the gray and red two-door is going to find himself up on the back of that gray and black machine. As the 556 is dead on the far side as well. It looks like with no steering and a little bit of header smoke, we've got a red flag here. We're going to see what's going on here. He may possibly be stuck in the wall. It sure looks like it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the green flag is now dropped one more time. As that white car and the gray and red two-door gave a good little shot there. Bagger's car's working good for him as well. The back end is rolled up nice, and the nose is starting to go up in the air. We're finally going to take a look at this black and white car down here as he was taking some shots there, trying to get him off the wall. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Going green flag action. SWR owner in the chat. I thought so as well. Unfortunately, I'm not there to officiate or call the show, so that is not my call to stop it. As that gray and blue and the gray and red two-doors are going to get together with each other one more time as the 928 of Bagger is going to go and look for a shot. He swung and missed that time. As the 11B was into the back of the 421 there. The white and black car is going to go deliver a good shot to Bagger. The 11B with another good shot there on the 556 of Aiden. Bagger in the 928X might be stuck in the water now as 421 tried to give him a little shove there. As Bagger's back up and moving, he's going to find himself in the back of the 421 now. He'll take a good shot there from the 556. The 11B with a good shot on the far end on the Miles Davis in the 1347 in that white car. That 1347 to come back down and get a piece of his own of that two-door. The 11B with a good shot there on the gray and red two-door. He about sent himself over again. And Bagger's going to go into the back of the trunk of the 421. Not good on his part as the steering is going to be taken now as well. He does up on the back bumper of that 421. A good shot there from that gray and red two-door on the 421 of Andrew. Another good shot on Andrew by the gray and blue two-door. Those cars are working together good. The 556 and the 421 to go nose to nose in the middle of the track that time. The two-doors are going to get together nose to nose one more time, and the red one's going to go ahead and center into the wall. Wow, that was a hard shot into that concrete barrier. The 11B with a good little shot there on the 421. And went ahead and collected Bagger as well, as it looks like those three cars are now going to find themselves stuck together over there. And the two-doors are going to keep making the action happen. They're here to party tonight. The white car, the Miles Davis machine, 1347. He's going to go down to the far side of the track and go ahead and put her back up in reverse, come down and look for a piece of the action. He's sending her hard here. Finds the nose of the 556 of Aiden there. And that was a good shot. As Bagger and the 928X and the 421 of Andrew have been stuck together for quite some time now. They're going to try to get them unstuck to stay a part of the action. 11B get into the back of that gray and red two-door there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're down to 6 moving cars. We're taking 3, As Bagger and the 421 are not done just yet. We got a tire on the track. We'll see if they call a red flag for it. Yep, they do. as Bagger has lost his driver's side front tire on the back of that 421 machine. That's not going to do him any favors here. The 11B is going to go up and over the back bumper of the 421, and he'll take a shot there from Miles Davis in the 1347. As that red and gray two-door on the far side of the track, the rear end is folded up nicely on that machine. He'll go nose-to-nose there with the 1347 of Miles Davis and take a follow-up shot of the 07, I believe. As everybody is playing Ring Around the Rosie in the middle of the track, everybody a little stuck together momentarily there for a second. The 11B is going to go back and give a good little shot there to the front end of the 928X of Bagger. A good shot there from the 1347. These cars are going to remain fighting it out to see what everybody's got. Like I said, this is basically a battle of the builders class here tonight, as this is a run what you brung shootout. It has been quite the entertainment so far. Like I said, we're in Heat 1. We have one more heat after this, as well as a consolation and a feature. And it's a great day over here at Tri-State Race Media. Glad to have everybody in here in the chat. Thanks for being here tonight. Don't forget to go ahead and like and follow all of the social platforms at Tri-State Race Media. As that blue and gray two-door Vic has now found himself stuck to the front end of the 928X, a Bagger now. We're going to have 3 cars stuck together. We've got 5 moving on the track. That two-door gave a good little shot there to the 11B and then took one from the 1347 of Miles Davis. And the white car and the red and gray two-door went nose-to-nose, and the white car about went up and over the engine on that one. Good little shot there from the 11B. As Miles Davis went up and over the back end of that gray and black car there momentarily. I believe the gray and black car is the 07 of RCN. And a 5.56 with a decent little shot there that he took on the passenger side front tire. As now the red and the blue two doors are going to come together, and they're going to find themselves stuck. The 5.56 of Aiden now is trying to stay alive. He doesn't have any steering. He's trying to make it work, though. As the 11B is now looking for a good shot there. Wow, as they all 4 come together in the same spot. Everybody got a little piece of the action there on that one. And the 11B with another good shot there on the back of the 5.56 of Aiden. As the blue and red two-door up here on the close side of the track, I don't think they're going to be able to manage to get those 2 cars untangled or go very far. The 11B took a good little shot there from the white car of Miles Davis in the 1347. The 11B and Miles Davis getting together one more time up there on the far side of the track. It looks like we might have a wheel lock. That's a little ugly. Miles Davis seems to be framed out and possibly stuck in the mud now, as he took a little bit of a love tap there from the 11B of Jay Blake. 5.56 and the 07 are going to come together. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 4 cars still moving around the track. We got the gray and blue two-door, the 11B, the 556 of Aiden, and the gray and black car, which I believe is the the 07, excuse me. As the 556 just took a shot there from the 11B of Jay Blake. Oh, Jay Blake's going to go up and on top of the hood there. That's not a parking spot there, buddy. As he'll drive back up off the nose of him, go back and give him another little tap to the rear end. The 556 of Aiden doesn't have any steering at all. The 11B's got steering in both tires, but one of them's inverted. As he went for a shot there on the 556 one more time, but a swing and a miss. Instead, he'll get a little piece of that blue and gray two-door. 4 cars still moving here, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking 3 tonight. We're taking 3. As the 11B's cars looking really good here in the first heat of tonight's action. He was a feature event bound driver last show out here at Tri-State Race Media. We're glad to have him back out here on the track tonight. And the 556 of Aiden getting into that two-door there. And the 11B with a good shot there on the 556. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, Heat 1 has not disappointed. All of these guys here have come to put on a show. Good quality driving so far. The gray and black machine with a good shot there on the 556. And 11B's trying to get that big old boat turned around. Going to go look for a shot on that gray and blue two-door. Hello, swing and a miss instead. He'll barely scrape the paint off the front bumper with his driver's door. Follow it up with a rear-to-rear shot, as now it looks like he may have put that gray and blue two-door on the back of the 556, but he'll kiss the wall and get him off there. As there was a good little shot there of the gray and black car on the 556 up against those concrete barriers. And that 556 has had no steering, but has managed to use the brake pedal and the skinny pedal to go ahead and send his car where he needs it to go. Without much navigation, though, you wonder how he's been able to find the shots that he has, as he'll go ahead and collect another one there on the back of the gray and blue machine. Good shot there from the 11B on the 556. We've still got 4 cars going strong, as the 11B took one heck of a rear quarter panel shot there from the gray and blue two-door. Now that 556 machine's trying to look for a piece of the action to stay alive. We've still got 4 cars running. The best out of the group look to be the 11B and that gray and blue two-doors. They're the ones that have stayed cool and keep on driving. The cars have been folding nicely here in Heat 1. As the 556 of Aiden may have not made a very smart decision there, as he got into the back of that gray and black and white, or gray and white, not too sure. He almost got himself stuck up there, and he was able to get himself off now. The 11B and the blue and gray two-door down on the far side of the track. The 11B is just trying to keep making contact and not use up all of his car here in Heat 1. He's going to want to get it bent straight for the feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, these final 4 cars are not wanting to quit as they're wanting to punch their ticket into the feature event without having to go through another consi. With only taking 3 cars in these heats, that puts it at 10 cars in the consi if all of these drivers can make it. And it looks like that black and white car is now going to go on the clock as he's stuck on the mud over here on the close side of the track. The 11B, the 556, and the blue and gray two-door Vic have managed to get down to the final 3, still moving here tonight. And I think they may call it right there. Yes, indeed. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going down here to the track to get a little bit of a talk in here with these top 3 drivers. We'll be back momentarily. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, first up in the announcer's booth, I got the 11B of Jay Blake. Jay Blake, go ahead and walk us through their first heat performance.
And it was a rough one. A lot of good drivers. Got rolled over once, fighting a little steering after that, but it was a good run on everybody. Glad to make it to the feature.
Go ahead and walk me through the build style, the back of that 11B machine. Watching it in the first part of that heat, it went down very, very quickly. It was starting to plow the ground a little bit. You got it to wedge up for you. And then later on in the heat, you got it to turn around and fold right back up to go in your advantage. What kind of play does that go into your heat performance here tonight?
It's gonna do that, but it wasn't supposed to roll up like that. It usually rolls and not a whale tail.
Alrighty, man. Well,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
A little bit.
Congratulations on punching yourself into the feature event here tonight. Thanks for being back here at the Tri-State Race Media and Arena of Chaos, and we look forward to the feature.
All right, thank you.
Aiden Smith is now in the announcer's booth. Aiden, you was able to get that thing wheeled down to the top 3 here in the Heat 1 action. What do you got to say about your performance there?
I'm just glad I could hold it together with no steering, man, not blow it up. Respect everybody out there. It was a good run.
Alrighty, good deal. Congratulations on punching yourself into the feature event.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Nick Parr, PBR, that was driving that gray and blue two-door. Nick, go ahead and walk us through that Heat 1 performance and tell us how you was able to wheel it down to the top 3 finish there.
All right, well, honestly, that was my first online derby.
Well, congratulations to you there, man. You was able to wheel that blue and gray two-door down to a top 3 finish there in the Heat 1. You did one heck of a job. Congratulations on getting to the feature. We hope you stick around to run. Thank you very much.
We'll be here. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as we get these Heat 2 cars racked and stacked out here in the pits, we're going to go ahead and take a brief intermission as we're going to get everything ready to go for Heat 2 here at the Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout over here at the AOC TSRM Discord server. We appreciate everybody being here tonight, as well as go ahead and make sure that you like and follow all of the socials of Tri-State Race Media, as this is how you'll be in contact with all of our future shows. And we're going to go ahead and get one there from Big Country Gaming 13. Thank you very much, brother, for the follow. We appreciate it very much. We're going to go ahead and play a little bit of tunes for you guys watching at home, and we'll get Heat 2 racked and stacked here shortly. First up, 31, Slow Toad. He'll be entering out of the left-hand side of the arena. Come on out, Slow Toad. There he is. Nathan Young in the 116, sponsored by 116 Graphic, Team Backwoods, and Smitty's Motorsports. He'll be next, coming out onto the track now. After him, it'll be the 811 of Austin Faust, sponsored by Backwoods Derby Team, Smitty's Motorsports, and Stevens Design. After him, we'll have Kyle Fields in that number 182. That does not appear to be a two-door Vic that he's in. Then we'll have Gamby and four-door Impala, 937. Excuse me, that was Kyle Fields that pulled out first, or Gamby that pulled out first, then Kyle Fields. And then last but not least, we've got Austin, the number 47, also driving a two-door Crown Victoria, sponsored by Locally Hated and MDP Promos. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to go. Green flag action here for your Heat 2. And there's the green flag. I think we're also going to be taking 3 out of this heat. We're going to get a red flag. Alrighty, green flag is set to drop. There it is. Alright, good little shot there from that white car. That'll be the slow toad in the 31 as he'll go ahead and get a good steer tire shot there from the 116 of Nathan Young. As Nathan Young is giving him another good shot there in the steer tires. 811 is going to come in and take one of the tires as well. He might go ahead and tip him on over on his side. As Slow Toad was able to drive off the back of that car. The 182 also got into the 937. And we got 6 cars battling it out here for Heat 2. We'll be taking 3. As here comes the 4-door Impala 937. He'll go up onto the back of the 811 of Austin Faust. And the 811 will deliver another good shot there to the 31 of Slow Toad. Here comes the 47 looking for a slow little shot there. He won't take one. He's going to go ahead and drive back up out of the bunch. Go down there to the far side of the arena. That's a good looking ride there. The number 47 of Austin. 811 give a good shot there to the 182 of Kyle Fields as Kyle Fields is bouncing around all over the place in that 2-door. He'll go ahead and deliver another shot back to the 811 Austin Faust, followed up by a shot from the 31 of Slow Toad onto the nose of that 182 2-door Vic. And Austin Faust got into 116 of Nathan Young there momentarily. And Austin Faust with a good shot there to the driver door of the Slow Toad in 31. As everybody is able to use the back bumpers well here on these 2-doors. And the 811 is going to go down to the far side of the track now. Here comes Slow Toad in the 31 with a good rear end shot there on the 937 of Gamby. And 47 was able to come in and sneak a little piece as well as he's going to go ahead and back her up and send her forward. A slow pace here in Heat 2 so far. Bumper to bumper shot there for the 811 and the 182 of Kyle Fields. And we got 3 on each side of the track, working their cars wisely. The 182 with another good shot there to the 937 of Gamby. The 116 to 811 slowly doing some work. There's a good shot there from the 811 on the front end of the 31 of Slow Toad as he's going to find himself on the back of another Vic once more again here tonight. Going to try to pull him off there without getting him tipped over. He managed to do that safely. As now the 47 of Austin, he's going to get a piece of the Slow Toad himself. It's 811 and the 182 now beating and banging around. And another good little shot there. 811 of Austin Faust up here against the concrete block. He'll get a little smooch there from the 937 of Gamby. And Slow Toad come in and give a good shot there to the 182 of Kyle Fields. The 47 went up on the back of the 811 as the 116 of Nathan Young get into Slow Toad. Also followed up there by a shot from Austin Faust in the 811 as the 811 and the 116 now give a little hello to one another. The 182 and the 47 on the far side. As Slow Toad in the 31 is going to come up and get into the 811. It was crushing that back B pillar as well as that quarter panel on that Crown Vic. They'll go nose to nose there on the far side. The slow toad has begun to smoke out of the front end of that Suey. The 182 of Kyle Fields going to go down and say hello. The 116 of Nathan Young going to come back and give a shot to the 937 of Gamby driving that four-door Impala. We've seen a little bit of every build tonight. We've had some Sueys, some two-door Crown Vics, some Impalas, some 76 Olds. That's one of the nice things here about Run What You Brung. Everybody's got their favorite car that they like to run, so you always see a little bit of different build styles as well as some different cars out here on the track. The 811 with a good shot there on the 937 as he about went up for a ride. The 811 with some front end bounce now as he looks like he might be fighting steering. He'll go down and give a shot to Slow Toad in the 31 on the far side of the track, followed up by a shot from the 937 of Gamby. The 937 of Gamby's back bumper looks to be somewhat of a weapon to be used here in Heat 2. There's a good shot there of the 811 on Slow Toad down there on the far side of the track. We got Nathan Young and 182 of Kyle Fields doing a little bit of work here on the close side of the track. A Slow Toad's going to come up and kiss the wall. 811 with a good little shot there on the back of the 182. He was looking for Slow Toad, and 182 had just happened to get in the way of him. Slow Toad going to come back up and give Faust a little nudge up onto the wall. As a 116 of Nathan Young made sure 937 felt the back bumper on that passenger door there. Nathan Young is going to go over and give the 31 of Slow Toad a good shot. Here comes Faust across the track looking for a little bit of the 182. He won't take it that time. Nathan Young go down on the far side of the track and he'll get into the back end of the 31 Slow Toad. Nathan Young, Austin Faust, and Kyle Field all on the close side of the track. As there be two wheel shots there from the 937 and the 116, both on the 811, as now the 811 and the 116 were stuck momentarily. Kyle Fields and the 182 will get him off of there. The 937 is going to go ahead and back on down, looking for a piece of the 182. Missed him and missed the 116 as well. 811 and the 31 are together on the far side of the track once more. Red flag. We got one up on his lid down there on the far side of the track. That's going to be the 116 of Nathan Young as he bounced up off and over the 31 there of Slow Toad. As you can see, the cage is starting to stick on the outside of the doors there for the 31. And we're going to get ready for green flag action. There it is. 116 to go over and give him another nudge. It looks like the 31 may be stuck up on the concrete barrier now. We're down to 5 moving cars. 5 moving cars. We're taking 3. There's a little bit of beating and banging around going on. Not much hard contact. These cars are going to fight for a feature spot here. A 937 looking for a piece of the nose of Austin in the 47, and he'll get a little bit of it. As the 47 car is still looking pretty fresh here tonight. 182 of Kyle Fields gave a little good rear end shot there as well. The 811 of Faust is starting to bend up pretty good in the nose as well as he doesn't have any steering. We'll see how long he'll be able to manage to keep that car alive and keep on fighting his. He delivered a good shot there to the 937 of Gamby. They're going to keep on moving here at Heat 2. Now the 116 of Austin Faust has found him up on the rear end of Gamby. He'll be able to drive off there safely as now the cars are going to back away from this close wall here, go down to the far side of the track, try to come back and look for some more. There's the 937 of Gamby getting into the 47 as well as a 182. Faust got a little love tap there from the 811 and kind of messed up his shot as the 116 was coming to deliver a shot on the 47 here on the close side of the track. That was interrupted by 811 of Austin Faust. And we've still got 5 cars moving strong here in Heat 2. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody for being here at Tri-State Race Media. This show is sponsored by the AOC TSRM Discord channel, as well as TSRM Broadcasting and Announcing. A nose-to-nose shot there from the 811 and the 47 of Austin. As now the 937 of Gamby got into that steer tire there of 811 as he's going to be up on the back bumper now. Nathan Young and Kyle Fields are going at it a little bit here. Going to try to get that 811 machine off the back of the 937 as that's not doing him any favors with him being up there. He got a good shot there from the 116 and Nathan Young was able to get his buddy 811 off. As these cars are going to keep on battling it out. We're down to 5, looking for 3. We've got 2 or 3 cars with a little bit of header smoke. Nothing big so far. Most of these cars holding up pretty well here in Heat 2. A little bit of a slower paced heat for you. .811 into the back of the 937. As now the 811 has found himself stuck to the back of the 937 once more. He'll get another shot there from the 116 to get those 2 cars unstuck. As the 811 tried to get a good shot there on the steer tire of Kyle Fields in the 182. Good shot there from the 937 on the rear quarter panel of the 811 as the 811 delivered a good shot himself to the 182. Austin in the 47 machine cars still looking pretty fresh here so far. These 5 cars are going to battle it out until only 3 remain. Those 3 cash their ticket into tonight's feature event. A 116 of Nathan Young giving a little bit to Kyle Fields as they're going to keep bouncing around here on the close side of the track where the action's good. 811 with a good shot there on the 47 of Austin there on the middle of the track. 811 has still been able to manage to fight around his car with no steering and still able to make contact and keep his hopes alive for his feature chance. He's hoping to not have to go through a consolation to get to the feature here tonight. A 182 of Kyle Fields looks like he may be stuck in the water as of now there in the middle of the track. 811 and the 116 scraping a little bit of paint now. As there was a good shot from the 937 and the 811. As the 811 is going to go ahead and take that 937 all over to the wall. 116 with a good shot there on the 937. And 47 is going to go ahead and get into the steer tire there, the 937, and kick him up and over onto his lid. That'll be the 937's first rollover so far as that car has started to bend down pretty good in the rear end. He's going to start plowing the dirt here soon. That 47 machine driven by Austin is starting to still look good and making good contact. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to 4 cars. 4 cars looking for 3. Good shot there from Nathan Young in the 116. He about went up and over himself. As the 937 with a good shot there on the 811. Once more, those cars are going to become stuck together nose to nose there for the 116 and the 47 of Austin. As the 47 of Austin going to go ahead and go nose to nose with the 937 himself. And the 116 manages to get those cars unstuck for the 3rd time here tonight. A good rear-to-rear little kiss there from the 116 and the 937 as the 811 is going to go ahead and try to turn her around, get a little piece of the 116. And the 47 come down the track with a good rear shot there on the 811. The 811 and the 937 are beating, banging around. Don't think either one of them have very much steering. Trying to get those pieces of steel turned to make some contact. 811's giving her all she's got. He's going to go down and get a piece there. The 47, that was a pretty good shot to the passenger side of that 47 machine. Look out, here comes the 116 of Nathan Young. He got into the front of the 937 of Gamby once more. There's the 811 beating and banging around with the 937 and the 47. Nose to nose there from the 116 and the 811 there on the far side of the track. As the 937's rear end is in the ground, as well as he's got some header smoke. He'll take a shot there from the 47. Nose to nose one more time for the 811 and the 116. as the 116 looks to be getting the worst end of the deal out of that. As the 811 and the 47 now go nose to nose. And nose to nose there for the 116 and the 937. These 4 cars are going to battle it out until there's one that drops at least, because there's 3 cars that go to the feature event. As the 937 is taking some abuse on the far side of the track from the 116 of Nathan Young. We got Nathan Young, Austin, and Austin Faust. Austin driving the 47 and Austin Faust driving the 811. And the 116 of Nathan Young, those look to be your top 3 as of now. The 937 of Gamby is officially on the clock. The 116 and the 811 go nose to nose once more, just putting on a show for you folks at home. All right, it looks like the time is winding down on Heat 2 action. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for your Heat 2. Nathan Young, Austin Faust, and Austin in the 47, all moving on to tonight's feature event. We're going to hop into a brief intermission as we get ready to go down to the track and interview these drivers. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, well, he's no stranger to the announcer's booth over here at Tri-State Race Media. Give it up for Nathan Young. Nathan, go ahead and walk us through that Heat 1 performance and how you was able to go ahead and wheel her down to the final 3 to go ahead and cash your ticket into tonight's feature event.
I started out light, pretty light, just wanted to see what the competition was going to do. Ended up rolling myself once, almost made it a second time, but calmed it down a little bit, and then once I saw it was down to top 4, I just turned it up. I just let it all out.
Well, congratulations on making it to another feature event over here at Tri-State Race Media. We're glad to have you here for the action here tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the feature event.
Yes, sir. See you there.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, next up is Austin Faust driving that 811. Austin was able to wheel it down to another top 3 finish in his heat to cash his ticket to another feature event. He's also no stranger here to the announcer's booth at Tri-State Race Media. Austin, go ahead and walk us through that Heat 1 performance.
It was pretty good, man. He just went out there and I told him to mix it up a little bit, so I started sending her. I had to get my stick broke. Other than that, yeah, pretty good heat. So we can win the feature.
Alrighty, man. Well, we definitely look forward to the show and the feature here tonight, and we're glad to have you back over here at Tri-State Race Media. Hope to see you around for some more. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Austin that was driving the 47, that 2-door Vic. He's sponsored by locally hated and MDP promos. He was able to wheel that thing down into the top 3. Going to go ahead and cash his ticket into the feature. Austin, what do you got to say about that Heat 1? Or Heat 2, excuse me.
Drove down with a couple buddies, guy from Texas named Young, local Indiana boy, Faust. He drove down with me, came down here about a day drive, came here to junk some stuff, did exactly that, had some fun in the process.
Alrighty, man. Well, congratulations again on cashing your ticket into tonight's feature event. We look forward to a show tonight.
All right.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to get underway here with our Consi action for the Run What You Brung Fun Runs. The Consi consists of Kyle Fields in the 182, Gamby in the 937, Slow Toad in the 31, Bagger in the 928X, SRN in the 1999, Outlaw in the 67, RCN in the 07, Andrew in the number 421, and Miles Davis in the 1347. We've got 9 cars getting ready to battle it out here. We're going to be taking 3 plus a Mad Dog. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to get ready for some green flag action here for the consolation. Green flag drops there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, just as a friendly reminder, we're going to be taking 3 cars and a Mad Dog to tonight's feature event. This is the last chance qualifier for these drivers that you're watching on your screen now. There's a good shot there. That looked like the Miles Davis driven machine of the 1347. As the 07 down there on the far end of the track and get into the 182 of Kyle Fields. Now here comes the 1999 SRN, that gray and red Vic. And he'll take a shot there from Slow Toad in the 31. Bagger going to get a piece of the action. He'll get into Miles Davis as well as the 07 of RCN. That 182 of Kyle Fields sure is bouncing around. 31 of Slow Toad got a little kiss of the wall there. The back end of that 937 of Gamby, is sitting pretty low here. Bagger was going for a shot. He'll get the wall instead. There's a wall there, as some would say. And he'll go down and try to get a piece of that gray and red two-door next, and he'll miss that as well. Rear end to rear end there from the 937 of Gamby and the 67 of Outlaw. As they're going to get bumper locked here momentarily. They're going to try to get off each other. 182 of Kyle Fields went over there to give 67 a good little tap, see if he can get him off there. As the 07's going to back up underneath the front end of that 67, going to stuck on him now. As now we've got 3 cars trained together over here on the close side of the racetrack up against the concrete walls. Got one broken off there, as now there's 2 stuck together. And Bagger in the 928 took a little bit of a love tap from both those cars. As Miles Davis went down there and delivered a good shot to the 1999 machine. He'll come back looking for some more. Won't get none, though. There's a good shot there from the 31 of Slow Toad. And that's Suey. Miles Davis going to get a piece of Bagger as well. Slow Toad goes down and gets himself a piece of Miles Davis in that 1347. He's driving a 76 Olds. As he'll go back and get another piece of Bagger. We got 67 and the 937 still tangled up here on the close side of the track. As that gray and red two-door has jump roped his steering in the front, he'll go ahead and go get a piece of Kyle Fields in another two-door. And then the 1999 of SRN got himself a piece of the RCN of the 07. As Bagger and that gray and red two-door get together one more time. The RCN goes all the way down to the track just to say hello to the wall, make sure it's not going anywhere. As now the 1347 was trying to get those 2 cars untangled. They're still locked together here, trying to keep her alive in the Conti event. The Bagger's going to go give a good shot there to the side of the 67, followed up by a shot from Slow Toad in the 31. And Miles Davis went and delivered a pretty good shot there to Bagger. Bagger driving the 928X. As 67 is trying to work himself off of the back of the 937. That 4-door Impala got pretty sticky pretty early, as it's became a problem here in tonight's last chance qualifying event. Bagger says hello to the wall one more time. The front end of that car is not looking too good, as he got sideswiped there by the train of cars, the 67 and the 937. Now Bagger's going to go say hello to the side of the 07 of RCN. Nose to nose there for Bagger and the 67 of Outlaw. Kyle Fields has got some company on his back bumper, as he had SRN in the 1999 as well as the 67 up there on the back bumper, the 182 machine driven by Kyle Fields. Good shot there from RCN in the 07. As the 1999 machine's going to say hello to the wall as well. Good shot there from Slow Toad on the rear end of Bagger in the 928. Good shot there as well from Kyle Fields on the front end of the gray and red two-door. Miles Davis came up and gave the 67. Whoa, Nelly, as Bagger came in and delivered a shot there to the side of the 937, but them cars are so stuck it didn't go over. And we're going to say green flag action here in the Conti event. Kyle Fields taking some shots down there on the far side of the track. He's going to come back and give one of his own And he'll flip himself over as he went up and over the quarter panel there. The 67 driven by Outlaw. And the 182 of Kyle Fields went for one hell of a ride on that one. And we're green flag action once more. As Miles Davis backed her on up into the wall there, Bagger was able to get a piece of that gray and red two-door one more time. He'll go down there and say hello to Slow Toe driving the 31 machine. Now Bagger's going to go nose-to-nose with the Miles Davis machine. As Kyle Fields took a good shot there from Slow Toad in the 31 Suey. The 67 of Outlaw and the 937 of Gamby are still stuck together, but they've been making contact as there's a nose-to-nose shot there from the 67 on the 1347 of Miles Davis. Kyle Fields making a little bit of light work out of the Suey there on the far side of the track. Bagger's going to go ahead and get a little rear end action from the 1347 of Miles Davis driving a 76 Olds. As Bagger tends to lean towards those 76 Olds a little bit himself. He's not running one here tonight. Good shot there from Bagger on the 67 of Outlaw. As RCN in the 07 machine, he's going to get a little side shot from Bagger as well. And that 07 machine is looking a little rough as the passenger side is completely up in the air. And that car is kind of dog walking its way across the track. Get a little side swipe there from Miles Davis as Kyle Fields almost tipped a 67 up and over. Bagger got a little bit of the wall in, a little bit of the 07 there on that one. He'll go ahead and back her into the front end of the 1347 driven by Miles Davis once more. Kyle Fields with a good little shot there on the side of the 67 driven by Outlaw. As Miles Davis's 76 Olds is holding up fairly well here so far in the last chance qualifiers. Still driving her pretty good. Rear to rear for Miles Davis and Bagger one more time. And Bagger's going to go ahead and back down, get a little piece of the RCN machine, the 07. Miles Davis and Slow Toad getting together here on the close side of the track. A little white on white crime there, if you will. As a good nose-to-nose shot there with Bagger and Slow Toad. Miles Davis come down and get a piece of that gray and red two-door Vic. The 67 of Outlaw and the 937 of Gamby are still fighting, staying alive, making their contact, driving them two cars stuck together pretty well here so far. They'll get a good shot there from RCN in the 07. Here comes Slow Toad getting in on the brakes, managed to find the 1999 of SRN. There's a good shot there from Kyle Fields on the rear quarter panel of Bagger. Now Kyle Fields says hello to the 937 of Gamby. Bagger comes down to join in on the fun. They'll get together rear to rear here on the close side of the racetrack. The 07 of RCN with a swing and a miss and into the wall there, trying to get a piece of Kyle Fields in the 182. Ladies and gentlemen, all these cars are staying alive here so far in the last chance qualifier. We're looking for 3, but we'll take 4 with the Mad Dog. As finally the 937 and the 67 have came undone. Don't know how much is left of those cars, but they will finally get themselves untangled. And they're looking to stay alive here in the last chance qualifier for the Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout here at AOC TSRM. Good shot there from the 67 on the 1347 of Miles Davis on the far side of the track. The 1999 of SRN is in that gray and red two-door. And he's kind of spinning around on a dime whenever he needs to be able to stay alive and make some contact. Bagger avoided a shot there from Miles Davis. Miles Davis goes back and gets a piece of Outlaw driving the 67 machine. 67 and the 937 were those cars that were tangled up. They're down there on the far side of the track now. Both of them a little beat up after that. They're going to come down and look for some contact as 67 is going to find a piece of the 31. Bagger with a swing and a miss. He'll get into the wall once again, as Bagger looks like he may start framing out here soon. Doesn't have any steering as well. He'll get into the front end of the 182, driven by Kyle Fields. Here comes the 937 looking for a little bit of the fun. It looks like the 1999 driven by SRN is going to be the first one to fall here in tonight's last chance qualifier. We have 8 cars still battling it out. 8 cars. '07 with a good shot there on the front fender of 928X driven by Bagger. Another good shot there from Kyle Fields, and a nose-to-nose there from the 1347 of Miles Davis in the RCN of '07. Good shot there from the 67 of Outlaw on the 1347. The 182 got into the front end of the 1347 as well. There goes Slow Toad up into the back end of that 4-door Impala driven by Gamby, number the 937. As now their rear end of Miles Davis's 76 Olds has begun to fold up nicely, protecting the rear end of that car. But it may be a matter of time before he frames itself out. And the 937, driven by Gamby, slowly backing her up towards the wall now. Looks like he may only have reverse as the rear end of that car. Nope, he's got forward too. And Bagger making some contact there on Slow Toad, driving the 31. Driving that Suey. You don't see much of those running in fun run shows anymore. As Bagger go down there and get a piece of the 937 4-door Impala driven by Gamby as well. The 2 cars that were stuck together make a little contact as the 937 and the 67 say hello to each other. Seven cars out on the track. We're looking for 3, taking 4. Good shot there from Kyle Fields on the front side of the '07 driven by RCN, as now RCN and Bagger getting together. We got 4 cars here on the close side of the track getting together. Good shot there from the 67 driven by Outlaw. He's still able to drive down that car and keep making contact here after he found himself in a little bit of a predicament early on in tonight's last chance qualifier. And the 182 of Kyle Fields on the far side of the track. He'll get a little bit of a love tap there from the 937. Kyle Fields looking for some of Bagger now. He'll get a piece. Good shot there from the 1347 of Miles Davis on the passenger side of the 182, driven by Kyle Fields. It's now Bagger and Miles Davis that get together. The 937 driven by Gamby, slowly making his way towards the middle of the track. Get a little love tap there from Miles Davis in the 1347 as now Bagger's up against the wall for another time here in tonight's last chance qualifier. Good nose-to-nose shot there from Miles Davis on the RCN of '07 of RCN, excuse me. Everybody fighting to be in the final 3. Also looking for a Mad Dog here in tonight's last chance qualifier. Slow Toad gets into the 937 and the 928. As the 928X of Bagger come out of the hole looking for a shot. Got it again on the 937. Here comes Slow Toad and RCN. Kyle Fields as well as Miles Davis getting together here on the close side of the track. As Bagger has now found himself stuck to the back of the 937 of Gamby. Kyle Fields trying to get Bagger off there. So is Miles Davis. Them two cars are linked together pretty good here. As now we get a little bit of a rubber band going on with some front suspension of the 928, a bagger. As Kyle Fields got into the side of the RCN machine. '67 with a good shot on the 937 as now Miles Davis is a gather up in the bunch with the 928 and the 937. A little bit of a push action from the bagger machine of 928 on the back of 937, trying to still make some contact. They're going to both put it in reverse now. Back up to the middle and retry it again for some more contact. .937 getting into the driver's door. The 182 of Kyle Fields. 67 Outlaw saying hello to Slow Toad in the 31. Miles Davis with a swing and a miss on Kyle Fields. Kyle Fields with a good shot there. As Kyle Fields is trying to get those two cars unstuck. Take a good shot there from Slow Toad in the 31. We're down to 5 moving cars. 5 moving cars. Kyle Fields, RCN, Outlaw, Slow Toad, and Miles Davis are your last 5 moving cars on the track right now. As now Kyle Fields, excuse me, about found himself stuck to the back of Bagger. He's going to keep trying to push him off of there. As Slow Toad looks to be done stuck in the mud up there on the middle of the track, close to the concrete wall on the far side. As that Suey may have finally called her quits. Nose to nose for Miles Davis and RCN. And 928 and 937 are still tangled here. The action is starting to slow down now here as these cars are getting pretty beat up and abused here in the last chance qualifier. They're trying to stay alive, be the final 3 to cash their ticket into the feature event. '67 and the '07 get together now. A swing and a miss there from the Miles Davis in the 1347. As now Kyle Fields in the 182 may have finally got himself stuck to the back of Bagger as he was a little too focused on getting Bagger off the back of the 937 instead of trying to finish this show. We're down to 3 moving cars actively as Miles Davis is trying to put her in reverse. 67 to deliver a good nose-to-nose shot there on the 07. Swing and a miss, and he'll go and get some of the 1347 of Miles Davis instead. As Kyle Fields in the 182 is finally able to break himself off there, he'll go and say hello to the 07 to keep his shot clock alive. As we're back to 4 on the track, moving around pretty good. As that nose-to-nose shot there from the 67 on the 1347 was almost a disaster as the 1347 got up over the hood of the 67 there. able to come back down, keep fighting to stay alive here in the TSRM AOC Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout. Good shot there once more from Kyle Fields on those two stuck cars. We're battling it out here on the close side as Kyle Fields in the 182 is still worried about those two stuck cars. Not too sure why he just doesn't leave him alone. As now the 67 is going to go down to the far side of the track as well. The 67's looking for some of the action coming down the track. He'll put her back up in reverse instead. As these cars are winding themselves down, it's going to be hard to call this one at the end, that's for sure. Good nose-to-nose shot there from the 67 of Outlaw on the front end of the Kyle Fields driving the 182 two-door Vic. Kyle Fields going to get another piece there of the 937. As Miles Davis and the 76 olds here on the close side of the track up against the concrete barrier in the white car. He's trying to get her backed up, make some contact. The 182 of Kyle Fields, the 07 of RCN, the 67 of Outlaw. The 1347 is now, it looks like the 1347 may have finally broken his stick. We're down to three moving cars. Let's see who runs out of time here first, whether it be the 937 or the 1347, as now the 937 is going to make some contact there in the bunch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a dogfight to the end here in the consolation. As these cars have been stuck together, beat together, all of the above here. It's going to be hard to call this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for the last chance qualifier. We'll be back 1 second as we figure out who all's placing it into the feature event. We'll be back momentarily. We're going to go ahead and move on to Gamby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Gamby was able to wheel himself down, make some contact. He found himself stuck together multiple times throughout the last chance qualifier. Gamby, go ahead and tell us how you was able to stay alive and keep making contact to cash your ticket into the feature.
182. I'm gonna be straight up. He helped me out a lot with contact and pushing me around and whatnot.
Alrighty, man. Well, congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing you in the feature.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, now we got Outlaw that was driving the 67 car. He was stuck there to Gamby for a little while, was able to get himself off there, wheel himself down into the top 3 to cash his ticket into the feature. What do you got to say about that, Outlaw?
Well, to start off my night, I had to go help a couple buddies out, and on my way back over here, I got to thank Faust 811 Jr. for helping me get my tow rig back over here. My truck broke down on the side of the road, and I thank him for hauling my car. I thank the officials for letting me run, and I tried to put on a good show for everybody, and I did my best with what I had. It wasn't the perfect car. I hated that I got stuck to the guy, but what do you expect at the end of the day?
Well, congratulations one more time on being able to get your wheel down into the feature, and we look forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you, sir. Right on. Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting everything ready to go for the feature event. And we will be back momentarily. This will be the last run of the night. This is the best drivers that was here. Looks like we're going to have 9 cars, possibly 10, possibly 10. And we're going to get everything ready to go for tonight's feature event. Hope everybody stays tuned, and I hope everybody's enjoying the action over here at Tri-State Race Media. If you're not already, go ahead and hit that like and follow button. This is how you'll stay in tune with all of the future Tri-State Race Media content. We do appreciate everybody being here tonight, and we'll be back shortly. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally getting ready to go green flag action here for your feature event. The feature includes Jay Blake in the 11B, Nick Parr in the PBR, Aiden in 556, Austin Faust in the 811, Nathan Young in the 116, Austin in the 47, RCN in 07, Gamby in the 937, Miles Davis in the 1347, and Outlaw in the 67. Lots of 7s there. As we are green flag action here, the feature event of the AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout Battle of the Builders here. As we got a little bit of everything here so far in the feature. We've already got 2 stuck together. That's going to be the 811 Austin Faust and the 937 of Gamby up there on the far side of the track. As the 11B gave a good shot there to the 07 of RCN. 1347 of Miles Davis. That was your Mad Dog winner out of the last chance qualifier. He's going to go down and get a little piece of the 2 cars stuck together. As RCN delivered a good shot there to the 811 of Austin Faust on the far side. About sent that car up and over on his side. The only thing saving him was the back bumper he's attached to. As Miles Davis got into the steer tire of Austin Faust there. Red flag, ladies and gentlemen. We got one up over his lid. Didn't see quite what happened there. Possibly Aiden in the 556. Yep, that's who it is. As he got in there with the 11B. As well as Nick Parr at PBR. 937 and the 811 are still tangled up here. Good shot there from the 07 on the side of the 556 of Aiden. Good shot there from my PBR driven by Nick Parr. He's driving that gray and blue 2-door here on the close side, gangled up in the 2 that are tangled. It might be 3 that are tangled now, as now he'll back away. Good shot there from the 47. Now the 11B wants in on the fun. He'll also give a little shot there to the 2 tangled cars. 11B goes down and tags the 1347 of Miles Davis in the rear quarter panel. That's going to fold up in a weird way as it's going to start slicing into that driver's side rear tire. Thank you, Echo on Fort, for the follow. We appreciate it over here at Tri-State Race Media. Thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying the action here tonight. As the 811 of Austin Faust has begun to smoke here prematurely. He got tangled up there with the 937 pretty early. That's not how he wanted his night to go. Fight all the way to get to the feature event and get tangled up early. That's a heartbreaker here. As now the 116 of Nathan Young is going to push RCN in the 07 all the way up to the concrete barrier. Nathan Young got a good shot there from Aiden in the 556. A good shot there from the 47 on the 556 of Aiden. A 1347 driven by Miles Davis. That's that white 76 old you see there on the back of the 47 machine. He's going to try to get himself off of there. And he'll manage to do that. Nathan Young finding the skinny pedal. He'll get a little nose piece there of Aiden in the 556. As well as drive up on the back end of him there momentarily is Miles Davis with a good little shot there. Nathan Young getting beaten, banged around all in the middle of the track by multiple different cars. Nathan Young driving that purple and black. As the purple and black of Nathan Young to get into the 11B, excuse me, the 11B driven by Jay Blake. RCN in the 07 come down and say hello to Blake as well. We've got 2 out of the 10 down. We've got 1 up and on the back end, and over he goes. That looks to be the 67 of Outlaw that drove away, and that'll be the 556 of Aiden. Tipped over on his side one more time. That's his second rollover. One more, and his night's going to come to an end quick as well. As we'll get him turned back over and get ready to re-rack and go back to some green flag action. And green flag drops there. The 11B, sending her in reverse, gets a little piece of 47 of Austin there. The 116 of Nathan Young has found the skinny pedal in reverse as well, getting a little piece there of Miles Davis driving the 1347. These guys have come to put on a show here tonight, that is for sure. Everybody looking to be the last one alive as this is the feature event. 116 of Nathan Young with a good nose shot there on RCN driving the 07. That's that white and black car there in the middle, getting a little beat and banged up. As now Outlaw 11B of Jay Blake here on the close side. Here comes Miles Davis. He'll get on the brake pedal instead of kissing that wall. That's a good idea. He'll go back down and look for a piece of Nathan Young. Give him a little tap with a wheel. Just letting him know he's there. 11B gives a good little nudge there to the 556 driven by Aiden. Aiden's going down to the far side of the track. He didn't want no piece of that 47. As he's seen the back bumper on that thing, and it's down there pretty low. That would have definitely been a steer tire shot there. As the action continues to pick up here at the feature event, we have 8 cars out of the 10 still moving. 8 cars out of the 10. The 2 that are done is a 937 and the 811. The RCN 07 getting a little beaten banged up as he'll take a shot there from the 556 driven by Aiden. And that was a good one. The 07 looking a little beaten bruised as 556 to go ahead and kiss the wall now too and go back and say hello to the front end this time of the 07. As the 116 is backing her up, putting her nose out, gonna go look for a piece of the action. He'll go and get a little bit of a piece. Never mind, no he won't. As Aiden gets into the back of the 47 driven by Austin. RCN as well as the 556 with a little bit of smoke. Nothing too detrimental yet. There's a good little shot there from the 07 on the rear end of the 1347, driven by Miles Davis. Miles Davis driving that white 76 holds the rear end of that thing is folded up nicely here for him one more time in the feature event. We'll see how much longer he can make that car work for him. As now, PBR, Nick Parr, and that gray and blue two-door seems to be dead on the top side of the track. We've got 7 cars moving here, 7 cars moving. We're going down to the very final one as this is the feature event. Echo on Fort. I will send out the Discord link. Give me 1 second here. As these cars continue to move around, it looks like PBR finally got her back up and moving. Nathan Young and Aiden going at it, as well as 11B of Jay Blake. These cars continue to battle her down. Aiden got into the front end of the 07 there. Alrighty, Echo on Fort. That Discord link there that's just posted by Wild Duramax, that's my alt account. That is the Discord link into the server. All you need is RDP, BeamNG Drive, and a little bit of goodwill to come out here and make some junk as 47 gets into the front end of the 07 there. That's a good shot. So he's going to find himself wedged up on the back of the 47 now. He's going to try to get off there. A little good tap-a-rooney there from the 5.56 of Aiden. As now Nathan Young takes a shot on the far side for Miles Davis in that white 76 Olds. Here comes Nathan Young with a good shot there on Aiden. Whoa, Nelly! Aiden delivered a good shot there to the 67 Outlaw, about sent him up and over. The only thing that saved him there was the 811 of Austin Fowles. That dead car up there on the concrete wall kept him from going over. Good shot there from Nathan Young on the rear end of that 5.56 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, this feature event has not disappointed here tonight. I hope everybody's enjoying the action as much as I am over here at Tri-State Race Media. We try to bring you these shows at least once every 2 weeks, if not every week. It's been a great journey so far. I love every minute of it. As Aiden coming down, giving a little tap-a-rooney to Jay Blake in the 11B. That's that red and black machine here close to you. Good shot there from Miles Davis, rear to rear with Nathan Young in the 116. As the 47 of Austin's coming down, looking for a piece. The 11B, go ahead and say hello with that rear tire. And that went ahead and folded up the rear bumper there of 47, driven by Austin. As now RCN in the 07 up here in that black and gray car up against the concrete wall. He has no steering whatsoever. Echo on Fort. In order to, you'll have to wait for the next show if you're wanting to run another one. This is a full show. We won't be running any more tonight, but we do offer fun runs throughout the week, so just stay tuned into the Discord. Make sure that you have RDP as well as BeamNG Drive, and one of us can definitely get you hooked up and taken care of. As Aiden delivered a good shot there to the 116 of Nathan Young, and Nathan Young went ahead and said hello to the 1347 right there of Miles Davis. As PBR in the 67 of Outlaw was tangled up there momentarily. 11B of Jay Blake with a swing and a miss there in that group of cars. Yes, Echo on Fort. The RDP mod is a paid Patreon mod. Paid Patreon mod. As well as most of the stuff that you're seeing here on the track, that is pay to play. Those skins, the roof signs, most of it, unless you know somebody and got connections, you're going to be paying for those as well. 116 of Nathan Young got into the wall there momentarily. We got 11B of Jay Blake and the 5.56 of Aiden, that was up there on the far side of the track momentarily. The 1347 of Miles Davis got her up off the concrete wall, get a little piece of Aiden as well. A 116 starting to turn her up here just a little bit. Good shot there from the 556 of Aiden on the side of the 47 machine. That 47 car, that's another two-door Vic, and I tell you what, that thing has held up pretty nice so far here tonight. The 07 of RCN, and that gray and black car is literally driving the wheels off of that thing, trying to get it down to the final spot here at tonight's feature event, the AOC TSRM. Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout, the Battle of the Builders, if you will. We still have 8 cars on the track moving around. 8 cars. This has been a great night of steel bending action. We've had multiple big hits throughout the night. We started off with 16 cars. We're running 10 in the feature. As the 07 there of RCN was starting to drag himself around, as well as some header smoke. He's probably not going to last much longer. There's a big shot there on the far side of the track from the 47 on the 1347 of Miles Davis. Whoa, we got a red flag, fellas, red flag. As we're going to go ahead and come over here and get this car tipped back over, as he took a shot from the 47 of Austin, also in company with the 11B of Jay Blake. As now the PBR two-door Vic, that gray and blue one here on the far side of the track, he's been getting beaten, banged by Nathan Young. He's going to try to escape some of that madness, giving it into the wall instead. The 11B of Jay Blake took a little shot there from the 67. The 67 goes down and gets into the 1347. As the 116 giving the 811 dead car a little shot as he was swinging for the 556, but took a miss instead. The 11B up and over onto the back of 67. Nose to nose there from the 116 and the PBR machine. As this action has not disappointed here tonight in the feature event, I once again appreciate everybody for being here at Tri-State Race Media. And it has been one heck of a night, I tell you what. 116 into the back of the 11B, the 1347 and the 67 look like they may be stuck nose to nose there on the far side of the track. Take a little love shot there from the 47 of Austin. PBR goes up and says hello as well, and it looks like those, whoa, Nelly, that was a big shot there in the middle by Aiden and the 11B of Jay Blake. Those cars went nose to nose right there in the middle and stuck them up like a couple of skyscrapers. And there's the 116 with another good shot on the 11B. That was into the driver's door and front fender. And we are going nose to nose here in the feature event, everybody. They're sending these pieces of steel straight to the moon. The 11B with a good shot there on the steer tire of the 67. A 116 and Nathan Young and Aiden get into it there, as well as the PBR machine. That's the gray and two-door Vic that's struggling to get around. We're down to 7 moving cars, 7 moving cars. The 11B is tangled up there momentarily with the 47. He'll take a little passenger rear shot from the 116 and Nathan Young. Nathan Young's front passenger tire is now folded up underneath of that car. He's going to keep trying to make some contact. He'll get some there on the front fender of the 556 driven by Aiden. Echo on Fort, this is a different track that does not come with the RDP mod. That is also another paid mod that you would have to have if you're wanting multiple tracks. You can find multiple tracks on the Patreons. As well, the 11B going to back up next to Nathan Young. And 1347 delivered a good shot there to Nick Parr in the PBR gray and blue two-door Crown Victoria. Whoa, Nelly, we got another one up over on his side. That's going to be Aiden. That's going to be his third. As we're going to get ready to go green flag action. One more time, Aiden is now out of the competition as that was his third rollover tonight. We're down to 6 moving cars here in the feature event. As now the 1347 and the 116 and Nathan Young become stuck together momentarily. We're going to see if they can work it off there. If anybody can do it, it's going to be the 116 and Nathan Young. I can promise you that. This guy knows how to drive the wheels off of anything he gets behind. We got the 47, the 11B, the PBR, the 1347, the 116, and the 67, all still making contact out there. This has been one good feature event here tonight. A 47 and the 67 on the far side. 11B of Jay Blake going to go say hello to the 67 driven by Outlaw. A 1347, that white Olds took a little shot there from the 47 of Austin. And Nathan Young in the PBR machine was able to get unstuck. We'll see what they can do with it now as they're going to keep trying to make some contact. Nathan Young's going to go down and center to the far side of the track, get under the passenger door of 67. That's driven by Outlaw. As a 1347 of Miles Davis has not got much transmission left in her. He's going to hold her to the floor and see how far she goes. The 67 nose to nose there with the PBR machine, driven by Nick Parr. Austin in that two-door Vic, number 47. He's sponsored by locally heading MDP Promos. He's holding together pretty nicely so far. He's held that two-door Vic together all night long throughout the heat and the feature event. We still have 6 cars moving strong. 67 with a good shot there on the PBR driven by Nick Parr. As Nick Parr's machine looks like it's probably more than likely going to be the next one to fall here tonight. Nathan Young, a little bit of a tap on the 67, not too much. He'll come down and give a good shot there to the PBR. As the 11B, the 67, the 47, and the 1347 are all on the far side of the track, beating and banging each other up just a little bit. And now the 1347's rear bumper may be stuck in a piece of the halo of the 11B. They'll come unstuck now. A good little sandwich pile here on the close side of the track. Nathan Young up against the wall. Give a good little shot there to the 1347 of Miles Davis. 67 of Outlaw, get him a little piece of the back bumper of Nathan Young. Now the 11B and Nathan Young get together. 1347 is all by himself up there on the far side of the track. He's going to kick her into high gear now and come look for some of the action with a swing and a miss there on the 67 driven by Outlaw. The 11B with a good rear quarter panel shot there on the 47, as well as 116 and 1347 with some good contact. They're going to find themselves stuck once more as the rear end of that 76 Olds driven by Miles Davis has became pretty sticky tonight once it started to fold up instead of down. And Nathan Young, Miles Davis are still stuck together, and now we have the PBR and 67. 67 was able to get off there though. A 47 of Austin getting into the 67 of Outlaw. 11B of Jay Blake trying to avoid getting stuck to that PBR machine driven by Nick Parr. That little gray and blue two-door Vic has held itself together. I don't know how he's still driving that thing. There's not much of it left. As now he may be in some trouble as he's going to get sandwiched up there with the 07 of RCN. And now he'll come back and make a little bit of contact with the 11B of Jay Blake. B of Jay Blake wants no part of that. He'll go to the far end now instead. Nathan Young and Miles Davis are still stuck together here tonight. 67 of Outlaw and the 47 of Austin get together there. It's a good little passenger door shot there from the 47 on the 11, or excuse me, not the 11B. That's the PBR machine of Nick Parr. The 116 of Nathan Young as well as the 1347 of Miles Davis remain stuck together. The 11B will give a good shot there to the Nathan Young machine. As 47 of Austin went and delivered a good shot there to those stuck together cars. Nathan Young's doing it all he can to get off of there. Ladies and gentlemen, after tonight's feature event, you're going to want to stick around. We're going to go ahead and interview the top three as we got one up over on his lid there on the far side of the track. That's going to be the 11B of Jay Blake. He was tipped over by the 47 of Austin. That'll be Jay Blake's first rollover of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for some more green flag action. Try to finish off these hunks of steel. What do you say? 47 of Austin, the 11B of Jay Blake, the 67 of Outlaw. Those are your three free moving cars. The 116 of Nathan Young and the 1347 of Miles Davis remain stuck together at this time. Nathan Young was able to make a little contact there with Austin and the 47 to stay alive as of now. And he'll receive a shot there from the 67 of Outlaw. The 11B coming to look for a shot on the 47 of Austin. Austin's car is still looking strong in the nose. There was a good nose-to-nose shot there from the 67 and the 11B. 67 now may find himself wedged in there with those stuck cars if he's not careful. There's a 47 of Austin stuck her up in the back of the 11B. And Nathan Young is now beginning to head her smoke. He's going to blow that engine. If that's all he can do to stay alive, you bet your ass he's going to do it. The 67, the 47, the 116 stuck together. The 11B with a good little nose-to-nose shot there. As Nathan Young is finally able to get himself off of that 1347 car, and now it's time to party. Nathan Young with a good shot there on the driver's door of the 47. Don't count him out just yet, folks. He's going to go back and look for a little piece of the rear end of the 11B. Hello, there it is. We'll see how long that motor can stay alive in the 116. We'll see if he can wheel it down to a first place finish here tonight. He's no stranger to it over here at Tri-State Race Media. He'll get a good shot there on the 47, get the 47 and the 11B unstuck. Followed up by a good shot there from the 67 on the 47. Oh, look out. Here comes Nathan Young. A good little shot there on the 67. Didn't quite get all of him, but he got some of him. The 11B and the 67 come together momentarily. Nathan Young in the 116 looks like he finally blew the motor in that purple and black machine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to three here at the AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout. 47 and the 11B and the 67. Which one will it be? We're down to three. The 47 looks to be the best running car on the track as of now. The 67 and the 11B get together there momentarily. As the 47 is going to go ahead and say hello to that dead car there in the close side of the racetrack. He'll go back down to the middle and get a piece of the 11B. Look out, here comes the 67. He's going to be looking for a piece of that 11B as well. He'll get some of the front quarter or front fender there. 67 is going to try to come back. He'll get a little bit of a tap there from the 47. That 47 machine's going to pick his shot wisely, come back up here to the close side of the track, circle around, look and see if he can find a shot. They're both gunning for him now. Here comes the 67. He'll go nose-to-nose with the 11B instead and get the hell out of there. The 11B gets a little bit of a tap from the 47. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the baddest three that showed up to the event here tonight. They're going to try to wheel it down to be the final one standing. They got to keep making some contact, though. That's the thing here. They do have a 30-second shot clock. The 11B, excuse me, he's going to go and give a decent little shot there to the side of the 67. And I tell you what, folks, it might come down to see who runs out of gas first, as all three of these cars are still moving around pretty good. They don't look the best, but the 47 of Austin, that's the best looking car on the track as of now. That's that two-door Vic, sponsored by locally hated and MDP promos. The 67 of Outlaw and the 11B of Jay Blake. He's also sponsored by Stubbs Designs, WFL Productions, Backwoods Derby Team. Those are your final three here tonight. Nose to nose here from the 67 on the 11B. We'll go nose to nose one more time. Uh-oh, that's not a good one. They almost got stuck. So 47 is going to go and get a little bit of a taparoonie on the front end of that 11B. 67 is going to go ahead and swing her around. I think he's looking for some of that 47. Maybe not. He's going to try to get the 11B, but a swing and a miss there. We're down to 3 cars. The 47 of Austin has managed to make his shots wisely, stay out of the big bunches of them, keep from getting tangled up, and put on quite a show here tonight in AOC TSRM Discord server. As none of these three are willing to give it up just yet, they're going to keep using these cars until they won't go anymore. I can promise you that. The 11B on the far side. The 47 is going to go up there and turn around himself. Now here comes the 11B looking for some nose-to-nose with the 67. There it is. Hello. 47 rear-to-rear there. With the 11B, the 67 is going to go down, try to get a piece of the 47. He won't quite get her done that time. The 47 is going to kick her around. And the 67 is going to come down and try to get a piece. The 47 is going to go say hello to the 11B on the far side of the track. .47 with a good front end shot there on the 11B, followed up by a shot on the 47 from the 67 driven by Outlaw. As now the 47 is going to try to use up some more of that rear end of that two-door Ford Crown Vic. Three cars remain battling it out here tonight, folks. Who's going to be the top dog of them all here at the Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout? The pace has definitely changed here as these cars are going to try to fight, be the last one to stay alive. Decent little tap there from the 67 on the rear quarter panel of the 11B. That was a good wheel shot from the 47 on the 11B. I think it might have turned it sideways just a little more. It's now the 47 to get into that front steer tire of the 11B. .67 giving the 47 a little bit of a push around. The 11B is backing up, putting her in forward, coming to get a piece of the 67. Hello, there's a good shot there. The 47 is going to give a good one to the 11B. That's another good rear tire shot up against that concrete block. Not much room for that axle to shift one way or the other. As now the 67 is going to back her back up, come back and look for the 11B. A 47 with a good passenger door shot there. Rear tire to rear tire there from the 47 and the 11B. Swing and a miss there from the 67. 11B looking for some of the 67. He won't get none, but the 47 will. The 11B is trying to stay alive here. He's going to go down looking for a shot. Not much steering. He's going to go ahead and follow up. Not get a shot on the 47, but the 67 will deliver a shot. Now the 11B got a little bit of a shot there on the 47. A little sandwich there. The 11B of Jay Blake, the 67 of Outlaw, and the 47 of Austin are your final three here tonight. They're going to battle it down to see which one of these three can take home the win. Now the 11B finds himself up on the back of the 47. That could have been a little bit of a disaster there if he wasn't careful. They'll find themselves apart now. The 67 and the 47 on the far side of the track. The 11B stuck down here by himself. And a swing and a miss there from the 47. Here comes the 67. Look out. He'll get a little bit of a tap there on the 11B as he'll push him into the side of the 07 dead car. Now as the 11B fights steering problems, he's going to be looking to make some contact to stay alive in tonight's feature event. It's not looking good for him as of right now. The 67 is giving a push to the rear end of the 47. As now those two cars may be stuck together. If Jay Blake can get some contact. Uh-oh, he's now got him self-stuck between a concrete wall and a dead car, the 556 of Aiden. And we're going to take a quick pause here. Must have had some lag or something out on the track. And we're back to green flag action. The 11B, the 67, the 47. The 11B just needs to make some contact. That's all he really has to do. It looks like these cars may be stuck. If he can get some contact and then avoid them, it might be good. A 47 ended up giving a shot there to the 11B. Now the 11B needs to get away from him, let him get away and make some contact and then avoid him, and he might wheel it down to a first place finish. As the 11B has been fighting steering problems for quite some time now. The 47 and the 67 trying to work them stuck cars together to keep their contact in hopes. Decent little wheel shot there from the 11B. They're all three on the close side of the concrete wall. There's a little bit of a weird hop there from the 11B on the side of the 67. 11B and the 47 get together there that time. The 67 is still stuck onto the back of the 47. The 11B is still making contact, doing what he has to do to stay alive. These three cars are going to keep battling it out. It's going to be a hard one to call if it comes down to the last contact, I can tell you that, because these cars have fought all night long to get to where they're at right now. The 11B with a good shot there on the 67. That's going to be last contact as of right now. The 11B is starting to frame herself out, trying to get out of contact. There's a good wheel shot there from the bumper of the 67, which is being pushed around by the 47 of Austin. Those two cars stuck together, looking for some more contact. He'll get some more. The 11B is now our worst nightmare may just come true. It looks like, oh, never mind. I thought those three cars, and they're all going to come free now. as we are back to 3 cars moving underneath their own power here. Like I said, don't count anybody out of it just yet because anything's possible in RDP. Those cars can come unstuck as long as they're making contact. They're still in the show. 47, the 11B, and the 67 have come to put on quite the show tonight, as now the 11B has found himself temporarily stuck on a dead car. He'll get off there for now. He's back over there with it. 11B getting pushed around by the 47. They want him to stay right where he's at with those dead cars. He may not get away from there, as the 67 going to come back and look for some contact now. He'll get a little bit of a piece of the 47. The 11B's trying to work himself out of those dead cars. They're trying to keep that 11B right where he's at. The 67 and the 47 working together here tonight while they were sandwiched up, still making contact with other cars, keeping their hopes alive. They came undone. They're going to fight it out as Jay Blake is looking for some contact. He's not going to get it that time. The 47 of Austin. He's going to go and give another little tap to Jay Blake as well. The 47 and the 67 come together. Nose to nose there for the 11B and the 67. Good shot there from the 47 on the rear of the 11B, but he may have just did him a favor. Oh, the 11B is going to go and kiss the wall instead, and now he's going to find himself stuck up onto the wall. I don't think he's in there, though. I think he's on top of it as the bumper went up and over the concrete block. He may be stuck in it. We'll take a look at it real quick. He is, in fact, stuck in the wall, so they are going to move him off of the wall. Ready to go green flag action one more time here at the AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout, a battle of the builders. Good little shot there from the 67 on the 11B steer tire one more time. 47 and 67. Trying to get this 11B car out of the equation. I think they want to be the final 2 down in it. As the 11B is now starting to pick up just a little bit of wheel speed. If he's smart, he might be able to turn her around and come back down and look for some contact. That's exactly what he's going to do. As he's going to get into that dead car of the PBR instead, push him around. The 67, the 11B, the 47. Good shot there from the 47 on the back of the 11B. The 67 car has officially lost both his steer tires as well. He'll get into the 47 now. The 11B doing a little bit of a crab walk, trying to stay alive. He's going to be going on the clock here soon if he can't make some contact. The 67 coming down with a decent little shot on that tire of the 11B. The 47 into the front end of the 67. That 11B just can't figure out how. There he goes. Finally got into some contact there on the 67. As now he's going to go on down to the far side of the track. And that rolling dead car may have just cost him there, as it's going to roll up onto the back of the 67. He'll get away from it now. The 47, the 11B, and the 67 still fighting it down. The 11B with a good little shot there on the 67. If he can keep those forward shots going, it may work in his favor as far as contact clock. He's going to have to turn her around here. A 47 also may have finally lost his steering. It looks like it's jump roping up there in the front end. That driver's side is inverted, and he's going to come and get a good little shot there on the front fender of the 67 car now. 11B into the walls. All three of these cars are fighting steering issues, trying to be the last one alive. We'll see who takes home the gold. The 11B with a swing and a miss on the 67, the 47. Gets a shot there from the 11B. The 67 and the 47 come together momentarily. As now those 67 and the 47 are stuck momentarily. They're get away from each other. They're all three free moving again. $11B of Jay Blake with a good shot there on the 47 of Austin. I tell you what, these three cars have came to battle here tonight in AOC TSRM. All these three cars are looking for a little bit of contact right now. 47 gave a little bit of a smooch there to 11B as well as the 67. The 47 has last contact between two cars. 11B is going to go down there to the far side of the track. He's going to try to get her turned around to come back down to the other side. 67 with a little bit of a tire shot there to keep his contact alive as well. Get into the back of the 47. The 11B is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here as he'll take a good shot there from the 47. That's going to put him up on the back of that PBR car one more time. And the 11B might have finally met his maker here tonight. Oh, never mind. He's going to get off there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how it's possible. These three cars have managed to go, and go. They do not quit. The 67 is nose straight up to the sky. The 47 is the best looking car out of the three. He'll deliver a good shot there to the 11B up against the concrete wall. I tell you what, when that 11B car does get going good in the straight line, it still zips around pretty quick. The 67 was swinging a miss there on the 47. The 11B is going to try to get her straightened out to come down and deliver a shot. He'll get into the wall, but go ahead and say hello to the 67's front fender, that driver's side. 47 took a shot there from the 67. They're all three here where the action's close. The 11B and the 47 look like they may be stuck now. The 67, if all he has to do is come down and make a shot here, he's going to need to get her turned around though first. The 11B, the 47 stuck together. The 67, all he's got to do is make a shot. He's swinging and miss there. As now the 47 of Austin has began to smoke. The 67 is the last car to make contact under his own power. So these cars keep battling it down. As of right now, it looks to be the 67 in first place, the 11B in second place, and the 47 in third place. We're going to let them battle it out here just a little bit longer just to see if anybody else makes a little bit of contact. The 47 is not out of time yet. At 67, just keep making contact. Make sure he's the last one to have it. He's going to keep on beating in the back of the 11B. '67 keeps delivering blows now. The 47 is officially out of time. It looks like that's going to do it there, folks. The 67 is your first place winner. That's Outlaw. The 11B driven by Jay Blake is going to be in second. And the 47 of Austin is going to be in third. We're going to be right back. We're going to go down and get some quick interviews of your top three. We'll hop into a quick interview and we'll be right back. Alrighty, Austin U is able to wheel her down to a third place finish here tonight in the feature event at the AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout. What do you got to say about that performance?
Was wheeling it down to the end. Car wasn't as used up as I thought it was. Made a stupid shot going up the rear of that Olds, broke the steering, and then just got tangled up, and that ended my night. But, you know, had fun. That's all that matters.
Well, thank you very much for being here tonight. We hope that you come back for a little more action in the future. It was great having you here. You put on one heck of a show, and congratulations on your third place finish here tonight.
Thank you. You have a wonderful night.
You as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, next up we're going to have the 11B of Jay Blake. Alrighty, Jay Blake, you were able to wheel her down there to a second place finish. Once again, you're no stranger here in the announcer's booth at Tri-State Race Media. Go ahead and walk us through that performance in tonight's feature event and tell us how you was able to stay alive there and keep making contact even though you were tangled up to wheel her down to a second place finish.
Yeah, motor didn't get hot, train didn't get hot, didn't burn my clutch up, lost steering. It was a hard battle. I was steering with my rear end. It was a good battle, good drivers out on the field. Not all.
Alrighty, man. Well, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight at the AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout. We look forward to seeing you back here for some more action in the future.
I'll be back. Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least is your podium finisher, Outlaw. Outlaw, you were able to wheel that thing down to the podium finish here, first place tonight at the AOC TSRM Run What You Brung Fun Run Shootout. What do you got to say about that feature performance?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the officials and the owner of the place to actually let me come out and run because I was so late. First of all, I want to thank my buddies in here who I was running with, putting on a hell of a show. Luckily, there was no bitching the entire time. Congrats to Warwagon on second. Congrats to Austin on third. But really, I didn't think I was going to end up pulling it out.
Well, I tell you what, man, you sure as hell drove the wheels off that car here tonight. You was able to get yourself out of some sticky predicaments there early. You was able to, that car bent in your favor multiple times throughout the night. So congratulations on your first place here again tonight, and we look forward to seeing you back here for some more action.
Right on. I'm looking forward to coming back again. I actually kind of like this place. It seems like it's a fun place to run. Not a whole lot of complaining from nobody. Just a great place.
Well, good deal, man. Thank you for those words, and we definitely appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, sir. See you on the next one.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here tonight. It was a great show all throughout the night. We had 2 heats, a consi as well as a feature. We had 16 of some of the hardest drivers that RDP has to offer. We got down to 10 for the feature event, and they come out to put on one heck of a show for you guys here at home. We kicked off a 3.5-hour broadcast tonight. Once again, we'd like to thank everybody for being here over at Tri-State Race Media. Make sure you like and follow on all the socials to stay up to date on all of our future content, and we'll catch you on the next one.